Welcome to Mechanic. Today we're going to take a look at the early model Tesla S's and some of the most common problems. So the most common problem, the most annoying problem with these cars is these door handles. They are currently broken. This one is broken, that one is broken. On the other side, this one we had to fix. You can't go with the driver's door broken handle. So that's a very common problem. It can be expensive, over $500 to replace. It is definitely a DIY project, but even the part used is a little expensive, so keep that in mind. So that's very common. Window regulators, this door window has failed. Not quite that common, but we're starting to see more of those. All right, the next problem we see with these is the rear electric motor to start to whine. Also, you start on this car, for example, when you let's say you're on the highway and you accelerate, you press on the accelerator pedal, the car wants to pull to the left. It's putting more torque on one side than the other. That's another issue with this. And that's you can hear also the electrical motor on the back starting to whine a little bit. This is a 2013 with 74,000 miles on it. Another very common problem on these Teslas is these screens. And let me see if I can go at an angle. You can see they start to leak all the fluid that's on the back. They still function, but they're leaking. You can see down there the screen is leaking all the way down to the ground. Another problem with these is this seals on the doors, because doors don't have frame around it, and then they don't shut properly, and then you start having water intrusion inside and a lot of wind noise. Once these seals here start to wear out, then you start hearing a lot more road noise than when the car is new. It is not a big deal, and there's not much you can do about them. It's replacing the seals, but that is common as this car age. One last thing is battery pack degradation. So a lot of times you see these Teslas allow you to set the maximum charge limit. You can set it to about 90%, and they recommend you only charge these cars up to about 90%, but you can change that setting and charge it to 100%. If you do that all the time regularly, you're going to degrade this battery pack a lot quicker. Many other car manufacturers actually don't even let you change that setting. They just make the battery that get charged to about 95%, and you can't even change something like that. Tesla is trying to get as much range as possible out of the battery pack, but when people push that limit and they charge to 100%, it really hurts the battery pack. So what happens, and we see a lot of these Teslas where the battery range or battery degradation is so really bad compared to new. So over here on the settings, there's a energy display. We can see ideal, what basically it's when it's new, and then rated. Basically car monitors the performance on the battery. Right now it's unrated, so this is going to be more like the actual mileage. And if I put it to what it should be, or the ideal, look at that, it's going to jump to 122. And also that difference is really significant on cold weather during the winter. I mean, that could be 20-30% lower. So it's a setting right here under display. You go energy display, ideal. You don't want to keep it there, keep it under rated, so you really know how many miles you can get out of the charge. And then what I was talking about earlier is if we go here to the car screen, and then when you connect your charger, you can set the limit. Don't charge these cars on a regular basis. Barely ever try to ever charge them to 100%. You're gonna really shorten this battery life. So those are some of the most common issues we see these Teslas, especially as they age. So that's it. And getting access to the repair information on these is actually pretty tough, because the manufacturer doesn't really make them quite available. But yeah, thank you for watching Mechanic, where you can be the mechanic.